Welcome to this video. We play against Ankara, maybe someone from Turkey. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. We have played like 18 games in the Classical so far. And yeah, if I win the next 2 games, including this one, we have a row of 20 wins. 20 wins in a row. And this would be very nice. So let's see if this works in the Caro-Kann. A very solid opening sometimes, but this is a line that might become very sharp. Actually, I don't have a clue about this at all. How do you normally proceed? Do you try to crack up the center with c4 with white? I'm not sure. Or do you just wait at the beginning here and just develop? Maybe sometimes you can play g4. So, what about trying, to annoy this bishop here a bit? Knight g3, h4, h5. He might play c5, however. Immediately undermining my center, which might be a good idea, actually. Well, I'm not sure about this move. I mean, if he takes here, I'm pretty happy. I just get the bishop pair. I have the dark squared bishop is quite important for black, I think, because all these squares here around black's king are not possible to be protected by a bishop anymore. So my bishop might become a beast on this diagonal here, also on this. So there are weaknesses on d6, especially on d6. So whenever he plays c5 now, I can jump to b5 and d6, and this is pretty annoying for black. And yeah, the question is, how should I develop my bishop here on c1? d2 and b4 later on. I think I just wait a little bit with this. Maybe h4, threatening also. Yeah, this might be an option here. I mean, if I play h4 now, I threaten h5, g4, and f3, and this bishop is history. And furthermore, after h4, I can play bishop g5. What's the queen doing here? At the moment, nothing. So let's do this. So I'm threatening h5. If he plays h6, I play h5 anyway. He needs to retreat. Maybe I can use my rook here on the third rank somehow. Okay, not at the moment. But I can play g4 and f4. I think I do this. I just try to gain some space here. So the drawback of all this is that my king is not really safe here. Maybe I can go to g3. It looks a bit strange, but might be an option. If he castles short, rook g1 and g5 might open up the position to my advantage. What else can I do? The king is not very good here on e1. So, okay, he likes to castle short, I guess. I would like to play b4, but then a5 is maybe a good move. So maybe let's just do this here, and then bishop e3 to develop the bishop here. c5 doesn't work because of knight a4, and then I just pick up the pawn. Bishop e3, queen d2 maybe. Maybe I can even sacrifice here this pawn f4, f5, and then sacrifice a piece on h6 later on. I mean, if he takes here, this open up the g file. This, I think it's dangerous for black. Let's do this. c5 has also the drawback that I might play knight b5 and knight d6. Should I castle short? Maybe I do this and then put the king to h2 or h3. I mean, the rook is not good on the h file anyway, so I think I prefer it to be on f1 if I can choose, or h1. So okay, now he avoids the knight b5 move, so c5 is in the air, but I still have knight a4. So let's castle. Sometimes I need to take care about knight e5. So if I play f5, he might just take here, and I have a pin here. If I take back with this pawn on d4, he can play queen e3 check. So rook f3 is maybe a good option that protects also the whole third rank. I mean, the knight on c3 is also a bit loose. Queen d2 might be my next move also. I wonder what black will do here. Actually, he might try to attack me on the king side, because this is very vulnerable. This, however, I think is pretty dangerous, because for several reasons. The e-pawn becomes weak if I take here. If he takes on e5, okay, at the moment the bishop is not protected, so I cannot take back twice, but the f file becomes open. f5 might be a good choice for him. Do I want to open up the center here? After f5, g5 takes. I think I develop here. So now he doesn't threaten to take with the knight on e5 because my bishop is protected. And what I can do is also maybe starting an attack on the queen side. Knight a4, c4. The bishop on h7 is pretty good. He has a lot of squares under control. Maybe I should exchange the bishop d3 sooner or later. But at the moment black lacks a little bit of space, so there are not that many squares his knights can jump to, so I really think about taking here on f6 and then trying to play in the center. The question is, what does black want to do with his king? Maybe he castles along. So c4 next. if he plays c5, I think I take on f6 and then I take on c5. b5, however, might be good. Interesting. I don't know if I would play this here in the similar way again. This looks very shaky for my king here. Okay. So c4 to take a little bit more control over here over the white squares. b5, d5, and maybe rook c1 next even. The queen is not that good here on c7. So I could maybe even take later on, but I don't like taking here because he can play knight d5 and this knight would be very, very good on d5. Okay, so what steps can I do as well? So maybe I prepare to take here by playing rook e1 first. Alright, so he opens up the f file for me. Or does he want to sacrifice here? Knight e5, he can play bishop f5 also, so this would be a pin. Attacking the g7 pawn. And now preparing rook a f1 as well. I mean, his knight is also attacked and the knight doesn't have that many squares, so maybe he needs to play rook e8 now. I actually don't know if I really take the pawn here on g7. I mean, it's just a pawn. What I also can do is playing a take here and then I take an a6 with check. However, I really don't like this knight to become a good monster here on d5. So maybe an exchange sacrifice is also nice. So if he plays rook e8, I take here, he takes back with a rook, then I take here. Also now, just taking here, queen takes, then c takes d5, threatening d6, and I still like also the idea here to take on a6 with check. Open up the c file would be also nice. Queen b4. What about queen b4? I like this move very much because I attack the knight again and I attack b6. This looks pretty strong. Actually, I don't know what he might do against this. Maybe b5. No, I can take here with the rook. Queen b4. c5, I have the knight b6 check. And then I can also take here. I think this is winning. So attacking the knight here on e7 and attacking the pawn on b6. Yeah, you can see that almost all my pieces have a good square. The bishop is excellent on f7, so attacking here a lot of things. The queen is very nice. The knight, okay, not that good, but it's attacking b6. Knight would be better here somehow, I think on f4 maybe, attacking also e6. This rook is not really doing that much, but you know, rook c1 and then maybe taking on d5 later on. However, I don't like to take on c5 because of this knight. Might just jump here to d5. At the moment it's not working, so I think taking here on d5 might be a good option now also. And then rook c1, you know, this looks very dangerous for black. But anyway, now there are other problems to solve for him, especially the pawn on b6. You know, if he allows me to do so, I just take here with check. He moves to the b file, and then I have discovery check on d5. So he needs to play then king b8, knight b6 check. After knight b6, king b8, then d5 check, the queen to b7. Yeah, and I mean, I win a lot of material. I can just take the queen then, and then this knight. Okay, black resigned. Yeah, and I think that's the right thing to do, because there is nothing he can do now. So thanks for watching.